And welcome everybody. Good morning, Australia agents. This is Amanda Rose, your Director of Media from Archer Travel Service, and today I am so excited to welcome Helen from the Holland American line for Australia. How are you doing?
I'm fantastic. I'm looking forward to training up all the Archer Travel consultants here in Australia on all things gorgeous Holland America line.
I know we are so excited to learn about that. Agents, if you have any questions, as always, please put those in chat. We'll save them for Q&A at the end. And if you'd like to review this recording, you can watch it right here in the videos tab of this page. So without further ado, Helen, we'll let you get started, and thank you for joining us again.
Thanks so much, Amanda. Thanks for the intro and welcome everybody. Welcome to the Holland America Line webinar. I'm going to go through some unique selling points and some key destinations and what life is like on board Holland America Line ships. But first up, such a wonderful milestone. We celebrated 150 years of service for Holland America Line. It's just incredible. We're an ever-evolving brand, but way back in 1873, we started transporting guests from Holland to America. That's how we got our name. Not hard, Holland America Line. So here's a fun image of our former headquarters in Rotterdam, with the new pinnacle class ships, the Koningsdam. So it's old with the new and where we've transcended today. So it really is an ever-evolving brand, and we must be great, 150 years on, still in service, and I'm here to tell you why. Here's a quick brand video giving you a snapshot of our unique selling points. So we love that. As you could see in the video, we're a premium cruise line dedicated to explorers, foodies, and music lovers. And they're our brand distinction and what sets us apart. We are on perfectly sized ships as well, between 1,400 guests right through to 2,600 guests, and wonderful service on board, of course, as well. So best of dining. So we have both obviously casual dining experiences, main dining room experience, of course, and right through to our wonderful specialty restaurants. And it's all overseen by a culinary council of 7 celebrity chefs or 3 Michelin star restaurateurs based in America. But they review quarterly what product offering we have on the ships. A lot of cruise lines talk about one celebrity chef. Well, we have a whole culinary council of 7. So it's at the heart of everything we do, the food offering on board. We have complimentary 24-hour room service in room as well. So that's really great service to have. And the Lido Market, which is our buffet area. But we did away 10 years ago with self-serve buffet. So our crew and chefs serve our guests in that space there. So, plated meals, and they're serving our guests. So, especially coming out of COVID times, that's just really key to sort of get your head around there. And then, of course, the wonderful specialty restaurants and many ample bars and lounges. And here's a specialty restaurant example. This is our flagship, the Pinnacle Grill, which is US $49 per person, with 3 to 4 course, wonderful meal there that you can have, prime cuts of meat, and of course, lobster grill, etc. as well. So that is our flagship on every ship. And the Tamarind, which is Asian fusion, and it's likened by Condé Nast magazine to rival some of the best Asian fusion restaurants on land. And that's just a beautiful space there on some of the Pinnacle class ships, which I'll talk to you in a moment. And this is US $39 per person. And then Canaletto is another example. So this is, I mean, what better in Italy to bring, food together, bring people together via food. So this is the Canaletto, and that's rustic Italian, and that's US 20 per person. So that's beautiful as well. And then the live music. So live music is what we focus on board Holland America Line ships. And we still have those wonderful world stage production shows as well. But our guests really love the live music venues that talks to different genres. So we've got jazz clubs in the BB King's Blues Club. We've got the Rolling Stones Lounge, which is a combination of the Rolling Stones rock room, so all rock music, and a combination of the BB Kings, which is found on the ships that come down here to Australia. Billboard on board is fabulous, with two piano players playing side by side for amplified effect, and then a bar wraps around them, or it's, very convivial atmosphere, and people can make requests, and it's all the top 100 right from, the 70s right through to the current. And of course, the world stage singers, dancers, and BBC Earth, which is just an incredible production with LED screens, David Attenborough style, all done to classical music. So that's quite amazing too, especially in places like Alaska and the Arctic, where there is a lot of wildlife, and you've got that beautiful classical music playing in the background there as well. Perfectly sized ships, not too small, not too big, refreshingly uncrowded. In the premium cruise line space, along with NCL and Princess and Celebrity and other ship class, we've got the highest space to guest ratio in our class of ship. And that's really, so for the same size of ship, we've got, 500,000 less people sometimes. So it really is quite, they're spacious ships with, large open deck space as well. And that's something to keep in mind. And it's timeless classic. So beautiful nautical, blue navy hull, timeless classic design, brass fixtures, fresh flowers on board, open deck space, as I mentioned. And they're ships built for cruising and not for crowds. And that's what we like to say at Holland America Line. And meet the fleet. So you've got 4 class of ships. So you've got in the fleet. So I mentioned the Pinnacle class. They're our latest and greatest, the flagship. Rotterdam, Koningsdam, and New Statendam at 2650 guest capacity. The signature class on Eurodam, as you can tell, like they all end in dam, which is very Dutch, with our Dutch heritage. Those dam ships, as we like to say. So signature class, Eurodam and New Amsterdam. So they're 2100 guest capacity. So a lot of the sales team really love that layout of these ships. The Vista class, so that's north, south, east, west. That's what it stands for in Dutch. So Noordam, Oosterdam, Westerdam, and Zuiderdam. So just under 2,000 guest capacity. And then the R class, or the Rotterdam class, so Volendam and Zaandam at 1432 guest capacity. So there's a different guest capacity and size of ship for every taste there. And what's great to know is the Pinnacle class, they're about 3-4 years old. Some of them, Rotterdam is only 2 years old or 18 months. And a lot of these other ones, so they can be up to 20 years old. So what we did is we have, Holland America Line ships, did used to be known as, some guests might have thought they might have been dark and a bit dated. So we've really done an excellent job, multi-million-dollar refurbishment across the signature Vista and Rotterdam class, including the staterooms, the suites, and also all the open deck space, to bring them more modernized, but still keeping that timeless classic design on board. That's really important to know as well. So just a couple of photo examples. The Rotterdam, this is our flagship. There's US $4 million worth of artwork on board. This is you can see that it's more contemporary. This is the Neptune suite, and in Neptune suites, along with a lot of space and a special Neptune lounge that guests can use as like a concierge, where they can get patisserie and coffee, and it's a nice sort of like lounge area. and exclusive to Neptune and Pinnacle Suite guests. They also get complimentary dry cleaning, laundry, priority embark and disembarkation as well. Then there's the Vista Sweep, which is the lead-in suite category, just giving you ideas of what they look like. And we also, on these ships, the newer ships, we've got family staterooms, so sleeping up to 5. It's 1 room, 2 bathrooms, and sleeps up to 5. And then you've also got single staterooms as well, which is, there's over 30 of those as well. And this would be a veranda stateroom. So that is like, that would be a standard veranda stateroom as well. And then other photos of the ship. So you've got the atrium there, and then you've also, that's their version of the BB King's Blues Club, which is just an incredible, I mean, you know, people are dancing the night away. Very high energy on board Holland America Line ships, due to the fact these music clubs, you know, really get people up and rocking. And then this is the main dining room. Some people mistake this for a specialty restaurant. It's that lovely. And then this would be an older ship, if you like, redone, you know, as in just like, you know, soft refurbs throughout the public spaces. So you've got the atrium there, you've got the guest services, and then this is their gallery bar. So it's all surrounded by artwork. And then that's their version of the billboard on board. So very cute. Beautiful space. And this would be a veranda stateroom on board one of the Vista class ships as an example. And the Vista class is what would come down to Australia. So the Rotterdam is due to come here in November, very, very soon. And the Vista Suite. So you can see it's more classic design, which I really love as well. And the Neptune Suite. So very spacious, and again, more classic, timeless classic there. And that's the gorgeous terrace. Imagine, you know, coming into port in a new port every day on with that, in, you know, on that balcony. Just gorgeous. Now, this is relatively new to Australian guests. So this is Club Orange. We get the name orange, you know, it's being the Dutch color, but it's champagne taste on beer budget. So if you're not staying in one of the top level suites of Neptune and Pinnacle Suite, you can get all those amenities, even if you're staying in an interior right through to the Vista Suite. So you would get those amenities of the high category suites for paying for a 14-night voyage or more. It's AUD $20 per person per day, or for 13-night voyages or less, it's AUD $33 per person per day. And so you get priority check-in, disembarkation. There's separate sort of area for, you know, like direct access into guest services. So like no queues. You've got a private dining area which is actually on the top left there, which is on a Pinnacle class ship. Whereas on the other ships, it's annexed off the main dining area with a separate concierge. You get an extended menu, and it's just reserved for Club Orange guests and, of course, the Neptune and Pinnacle Suite guests for breakfast and dinner. And then you also get complimentary stateroom upgrades, either a better location on the ship or an actual upgrade, depends on the yield and the inventory, and a whole lot of other amenities as well. So it's really something worthwhile talking to your guests about. And the Navigator app, this is fantastic. When you're checking in, the clients can download retrieve their e-digital boarding passes. And when you're actually on the ship, they can talk to guests in different staterooms on the app. They can also download and book shore excursions, download the daily menu of the activities on the ship, and also book their next specialty restaurant experience as well, all from the app. So that's been a really fantastic thing. Don't forget that if the clients are elderly, and if they don't want to travel with an iPhone, or they don't even have one, you can always print out their boarding pass for them. They can board with that. That's not a problem. And just showing you a lot of our, you know, wonderful, just an overview, a high-level overview of our wonderful destinations. I'll zoom in on 4 or 5 in particular, just a high-level overview. So we have the Mediterranean. I mean, we're born in Europe, in Rotterdam. So we've been sailing these areas for so many years. And so the Mediterranean really stands out for me. Also, amazing itineraries from short 7-night voyages. People that have never tried, like they've never done a cruise, they can get from A to B, Rome to Athens, for example, very easily, right through to 14 days, 21 days, or right up to 35 nights. 21 nights or more are there, and they're incredible voyages. It's like a tapestry of Europe. You really see everywhere as well. We have overnight stays in Rome or Venice, for Trieste actually, and Barcelona. And coming from another premium cruise line background, I can see that, in comparison, we've got more late night departures, and the voyages of distinction they're just amazing. They're back for 2024. So you go to all the stables of Europe, plus further afield, Egypt, Morocco, and Turkey as an example. And a really great ship selection, 1,400 guests through to 2,600 guests as well. And moving on to Northern Europe, which is incredible. I mean, we're fjord experts up here in Norway. We really are. Plus going into Iceland, Greenland, midnight sun voyages in June. A lot of choice here. So 7 to 35 nights. Again, overnight stays in Copenhagen and Stockholm. Those voyages of distinction are back right up into the Norwegian fjords and Icelandic frontiers. And 2 Pinnacle class ships service this area, and usually from May through to September. And the Med is usually even April through to November, because it's a bit warm and you can sail through those areas a lot more. And Alaska. What can I say? We are Alaska. That's our tagline. We're the original cruise line to sail Alaska since 1947. We've been sailing there. That's 76-year history, unmatched experience, excellent port positioning. A lot of people call it grandfather rights. You can do a cruise only here, or you can do a cruise tour, and that's what we're famous for as well. So if you did a cruise only, it's 7 nights round trip Vancouver, or 7 nights round trip Seattle, or one way Vancouver up to Whittier, which is the port near Anchorage, or you can do the cruise tour. So if you do the cruise tour, the ship, so you go Vancouver, or you do it the other way around, so southbound, but this is northbound. So fly your guests into Vancouver, and then they do all the frontier ports, Ketchikan, Skagway, Juneau, 2 Glacier Bay visits. So Glacier Bay, which is just incredible, or College Fjord or Hubbard Glacier. And then you get to Whittier, which is there, and then the train is 50 meters away. You jump on board. It's 8 hours in open dome carriage, which is incredible scenery, and you get into Mount McKinley. McKinley Chalet is right for Holland America Line. We own our own chalets up there, and it's right next door to the hub of Denali, which is Denali Square. And if you're staying with other cruise lines, you'd need to get bus to there, or you need a longer walk. So that's just a prime positioning on the Nenana River. And you can also stay up to 3 nights Denali, the only cruise line that offers up to 3 nights. Others will stay up to 2 nights. So it just acts as a more leisurely experience up here. And every 2 and 3 night land and sea journey with us, or cruise tour, we also throw in the Tundra Wilderness Tour, which is taking you into deeper Denali. So this is so you got the cruise, and then you could do a cruise tour. So you're doing the sea life, whales and orcas and otters, etc. And then the train, it's all seamless, it's all booked, and then through Holland America Line, and then you stay up 1, 2, or 3 nights in the chalet, and then that's where you see the big 5. So the bears, the Dali sheep, the caribou, and the wolves, etc. And close to home, an incredible circumnavigation. The Noordam comes down in November. We have multiple New Zealand round trip, all one-way options, Sydney, Auckland, Auckland, Sydney. So they've been discounted as well. So when you combine it with a flight either side of Sydney to Auckland, then, it makes for a very affordable package. And then the round trip New Zealand, very popular as well. On a perfectly sized ship, the Noordam. And this is an example of one of our legendary voyages, as we call them. So 35-day Australia circumnavigation. It goes everywhere. It's, beautiful round trip Sydney. And then you can also split it on Perth. So Sydney up the top end of Perth, 21 days. They might want to then go the train from Perth back to Sydney, the Indian Pacific, or a flight. So it's up to the guest, or Perth down to Sydney. And you're flying over to Perth, or the Indian Pacific across Sydney to Perth. And Asia, so we have in-depth voyages that takes you all over Southeast Asia. You can do, 4, 5, 6 countries in 2 weeks almost. But what I really love here also is the Japan-focused cruises right through the cherry blossom time. So that's Feb, March, and even April. And that's on the West Dam. It's not 2964 guests. Sorry, that's a typo. It's 1964 guests. Sorry about that. And a legendary voyage here. Legendary voyages are designed to combine multiple bucket lists in one voyage. So this one is incredible. It's the September the 1st or 2nd to 2024 next year. It's Seattle or Vancouver round trip. And it does the very best of Alaska and the very best of Japan in one voyage. So they're incredibly popular, but it's a great voyage. And I think we can split it also on Tokyo. So you can do a shorter, like a Vancouver to Tokyo, for example. But there's overnights in Honolulu, Osaka, and Tokyo as well. GoHow, so this is just the operational side and some promotions. So gohow.com.au, please get familiar with our exclusive travel advisor website. This is where you go in to book Polar online. Please make sure you have your own Polar online, so you can make your own bookings. But if you're not confident on Polar online, you can always call our reservations. They're Sydney-based, Australia-based most of the time. Otherwise, you might get a spill into the Philippines, but if it's a lot of calls at once. But yeah, generally speaking, we're Australia-based. You can also, there's promo toolkits. You can build your own flyers in minutes, which, the pricing is directly from Polar as well. So you don't have to worry about any of that. You can complete Holland America Line Academy. And then there's all these mini planners and brochures where we've got all the brochures there for you. But that is definitely an excellent tool for you to use. You can find out promotions like the Have It All inclusive fares. So you've got a cruise only fare and you've got an inclusive fare, which includes shore excursion, drinks package, specialty dining, and Wi-Fi. Depends on the length of the voyage. So generally speaking, if it's 10 to 20-day voyage, you get a full signature beverage package, the Wi-Fi package, and $200 shore excursion credit and 2 specialty dinners included. How good were those specialty dinners at the beginning? If you were to only get a signature beverage on board, that is alone $50. So for the value of $75 AUD per person per day, which this Have It All package is, then that's just incredible value because you're getting everything else at the same price as a signature beverage package. There is a new campaign out, valid from 13 October to the 15th of November. It's going to include shore excursion bonus credit of $100 per person, reduced kids' fares, plus specialty dining, beverage package, and Wi-Fi. So that's just implementing the Have It All inclusive fare, plus a $500 air credit. And we know how expensive airfares are at the moment from Australia to Northern Hemisphere. $500 air credit on Alaska and Europe voyages. So that's amazing. Also, look out as we go along. Look out for more short sales from Holland America Line. So a 3-day short sale, $99 deposit, $1 deposit. Look out for those types of short campaigns as well. And follow us on Facebook. We all love a bit of social media. Some people don't, but if you are on Facebook, make sure you look out for HAL AU Travel Advisors, and just answer the 3 questions, and we'll join you on, and you can get the updates from myself, from my colleague, and also management. You can find out all the latest campaigns, the product launches, ship inspection opportunities, and little short for meal opportunities as well. And this is me, the Holland America Line sales team. I'll be your key account manager. And so my email address is not there, but you're welcome to, they didn't put my email address there, but it's helen.curious@hollandamerica.com.au. Mariana will have those details, so she'll be able to, I guess, post that on your intranet site or let you know. Holland America Line, basically, we've expanded because there's only 2 of us in the country, key account managers, so it's just a little bit, I guess the resourcing, but we're there for you. If you've got an issue, definitely send me an email. And if you can't get a hold of me, we've got inside sales, the sales concierge where there's even a mobile for them, which is just there. Take a screenshot here. And their email is sales.concierge@hollandamerica.com.au, and they will be there to answer, your queries and help you along with anything sales related, and the gohowl.com.au travel portal, which I already mentioned. Thank you, everyone. That's it for the webinar. Thanks for joining. Amanda I'm just wondering, darling, is there any questions there? If there's any specific questions, I can hang around absolutely to answer any of those questions that you have for the Holland America Line product. If there's nothing covered today, thank you, Amanda. If there's nothing covered today, I can certainly go offline and send you extra information and email you stuff.
Perfect. So
thanks, everyone.
We do have some questions for you.
Great.
So the first question is, are there travel advisor rates offered?
Yes, travel advisor rates. We used to have appreciation fares. We haven't got those out for the United States for 24 as yet. We did have travel advisor rates through Breakaway Travel Club here in Australia or Travel Industry Club, but we don't have any for 24 as yet, unfortunately. And I don't think we're going to get them through Breakaway or Travel Industry Club. So hopefully they can reintroduce those travel advisor rates, Let's hope, fingers crossed. It's up to yield management in America, but that's another thing. Like, if you join onto Facebook or, I can get you guys onto the sales promotions, like inside sales concierge will send out updates like that. Absolutely.
Perfect. Next question is, I have been with GoHowl for over 3 years, but I cannot get into the website. Should I try and rejoin, or what should I do?
Definitely send me an email or sales concierge, and we can double check what your sign in is. Sometimes if you forget password, then you'll be able to, it spits out a link to your, registered email address, and you'll be able to, sign in again from there. But I would start with myself or sales concierge, and we'll be able to find out what your username is, and then you can reset your password, not a problem.
Perfect. Next question is, what is the booking process for Holland America Line?
So you can make the booking via Polar Online yourself, or you can ring reservations and they will make the booking, and then just deposits are, refundable up to 3 months out usually, unless it's a grand voyage or world cruise.
Okay, perfect. Is this ship typically suited for families?
Families are wildly coming on board, especially with those music venues. It brings that market age down actually, and because we've got the family clubs on the newer ships, and even if it was one of the other ships, we've got interconnecting rooms. So for example, on that 7-night voyage in Norway that I did in June last year, it was a Pinnacle class ship, and there was just such a variety of people on board. So it depends. If it's Northern Hemisphere, June, July, August, that holiday time gets a lot of families. If it's a shorter voyage, 7 nights, up 10 nights, 12 nights, definitely getting a lot of families on board. And we've got kids clubs. So the Howl, Club Howl is where you've got kids clubs, 3 to 7, 8 to 12, and 13 to 17. We definitely get a lot of kids on board. But if it's 14 plus nights, 21 nights, not many kids on board.
Perfect. You answered the next question, which was what was the typical age range of guests? And I feel like that was answered. So we'll move on. Next one is, do you have any marketing collateral, such as physical brochures, that we can order?
Yes. So our brochures, that's a great question. Our brochures are available from TIFFs. We're going to be tiffs.com.au. So we're going to be getting more brochures and an evergreen brochure, if you like, that's going to have like worldwide. So Australia, Alaska, Asia. So that's coming soon. Yeah, for Europe and Alaska at the moment, it really is just online because we've run out of brochures. We didn't have a lot of collateral, but we are definitely going to get some more. If you need anything online, then we have them through gohowl.com.au. And so under plan and product launches, product announcements, and then we've got all the mini planners. So Europe and Alaska 24, 25 will be posted soon. America's Zone, Panama Canal, Caribbean, South America, Australia close to home, Asia. That is online at the moment, but we will be getting a worldwide brochure, which is great news. So we really need to liaise with Mariana just to make sure that you guys are getting on that distribution list.
Perfect. That's really exciting. And thanks for answering about the digital marketing materials as well. So now they have both answers. The next question is, are there any benefits for groups?
Yes, absolutely. Groups are amazing. I'm so happy that you guys know about groups because 1 in 16 people, or births as we call it, for every 16 people that you book, you get 1 free birth, right? But even if you don't sell 16 on that particular voyage, we will be able to you'll be able to give your clients amenities such as $50 on board credit US, or a free Pinnacle grill if they're not taking advantage of the Have It All package. So those things make you guys shine and look really great. The best thing about Holland America Line is that we have our own groups department, so you don't need to know how to even set them up. You can email groups@hollandamerica.com.au and they will be able to set up specific voyages for you and allocate the points as well, and send you a group invoice, like as in. And the thing is, there's no risk to you. Like if you're holding less than 64 berth, even like 64 people, you don't have to pay deposit. And so if you don't sell those groups, then you don't, they just gets released back to inventory. It's not a problem. There's no risk. Yeah.
Awesome. Great. Next question is, what is the capacity of your ships? Is the capacity different for different destinations?
Yes. And what I love about the way we've designed our product and inventory and fleet in different times of the year. For Alaska, for example, there's a ship from 1,450 guests, 2,000 guests, 2,100 guests, and 2,600 guests, right? And then you've got Caribbean is the same, South America, Australia is only 1,956 guests. That's all we have. We just got 1 ship coming down here, as does Asia, the Rotterdam. Europe is another big one. So the Pinnacle class ships service Northern Europe, but on the longer voyages, there's also a ship that does, 1,500 guests. Otherwise, it's 2,600 guests. And Europe, again, same combination as what Alaska has because they're big destinations. So we've got 5 or 6 ships at any one given time in Alaska and Europe, as an example. So there's a ship size for everybody.
Perfect. Next question is, are all amenities included when booking, for example, drinks, Wi-Fi, etc.?
If you book the Have It All package, which equates to roughly extra $75 per person per day, then yes. If you book the cruise only fare, then you get all your meals and entertainment and the accommodation in the particular category that you book.
Perfect. Great. Thank you so much. Oh, well, that was the last question we had today, Helen. And like you said, they can also reach out to you, or they can reach out to Mariana because she'll have your contact information now if they have any more questions. So we really appreciate you coming out and doing this presentation for the Australian agents. And is there anything else that you'd like to say before we close it out, Helen?
I'm really, really excited to be working with Archer Travel Group. I'm very impressed with all the questions. They were all very experienced questions. And, you know, no question is a silly one anyway. So that really just gives me a lot of faith in the partnership that we'll be building. And I'm here to assist you guys. That's what I'm here for. If there's any opportunity for the short for mills, I'll definitely reach out. Like that would be like a a Hobart to Sydney as an example, or even a couple of spots on any of the ship inspections, you know, just to see the ship. I'll definitely reach out to Mariana and I'll be working with her more closely. So yeah, looking forward to building and nurturing the partnership with Archer Travel and Holland America Line. Thanks everyone. I really appreciate you joining me this morning.
Thank you so
Have a
much,
great
Helen.
day.
Have a great day, too. Thank you, everyone. Bye.
Thank you, Amanda, for facilitating this as well.